And so, therefore, Bardo teachings goes into detail about the dying process, like how our physical and mental experiences will be. The one that is close to the dying process is the process of going to sleep. Right? We do that every night. When you fall asleep, that process, that your consciousness is withdrawing, your physical body is feeling like heavy, sinking, right? And all sense consciousnesses withdraws inside, inwardly, and appearances begin to dissolve. Right? Sometimes when we try to really talk to someone while you have a jet lag, right? You can see that, right? You can see their appearance is dissolving. Then suddenly, no, be polite, talk to this person. So you can see that kind of experience is very similar to the dying process. So therefore, in order to work with the dying process, we work with meditation called luminosity, right? Luminosity yoga meditation. And then after we die, the journey of mind from the Buddhist Vajrayana teachings point of view, talk about a lot of first you experience the nature of mind, the Buddha wisdom, your primordial mind, the primordial mind, which is totally awake and free. That experience manifests at the time of death. And if you are familiar with meditation, then you can rest in that nature of mind, because it becomes so vivid and so clear, much more than how we try to practice now. When that arises, and if you can rest in that, then you get liberated from samsara. You can achieve enlightenment, or at least you can achieve a realization of a nature of mind. And then if you fail to recognize that, right? And then the second, it says a lot of appearances will arise. Appearances, very bright appearances, sometimes images of the deities for certain people who are familiar with the deity yoga meditation. And if you're not, you just experience the energy, the power of those enlightened symbols. Different appearances arise. And if you are a practitioner and good meditator, then again you have a second chance to connect with that experience and achieve realization. And then if you fail that, then comes lights, sounds, and so on again. Just like 3 times. And the deities, like we talk about 100 deities, right? Wrathful and peaceful deities appearing. Those are symbolic images, right? Symbolic teaching. It's not necessarily literal teaching about these appearing there. Right? There are no deities outside from the Buddhist point of view. That's our fundamental view. If there's a deity waiting outside to scare you, that doesn't sound very compassionate. Doesn't sound very enlightened. My teacher, Khenpo Rinpoche, always told me that people are already scared of death. And you don't need to scare more with these deities. My understanding of the deities that they describe in the teaching are symbolic, metaphoric teachings. So when we fail to recognize the nature of mind or enlightenment in these states, then the next Bardo, the last one is then taking a rebirth. Taking a birth, another birth. That's the next journey. The confusion arises again, and then we enter the womb of the next birth. So the biggest question here is there reincarnation or not? Is there a past and future lives? Right? That's the biggest question we have in this 21st century. Like my reasoning is that I don't have a clairvoyant to see. I don't remember past life or future. I don't see it. I have a logic. My logic is that just as much as we don't see, there is past and there is future life. That much also we don't see, there isn't. Right? I don't see, right? I don't see there is, also I don't see there is not. So same. The logic is same. Some people say, how can there be past and future lives because we don't see it? And my answer is, how can you say there isn't because we don't see it? In that situation, to be more safe, it's better to assume there is. Isn't it? It's better for our safety. I told earlier, in convention, it's like, paying our insurance. Right? We don't know accident is coming or sickness is coming, but we just pay it, just in case. So just in case there is a future life, it's better we practice something positive now. Woody Allen said, he said, I don't believe in reincarnation. However, I bring along a change of underwear.